2015, my colleagues and I, we produced a film, Bushfallers, which was talking about the story of migration, the struggle for integration of Africans fleeing over to Europe and stuff. This film was viewed in more than 139 countries, in different festivals, and everywhere where we have shown this film, it has always been the question, the struggle of integration of Africans, you know. But I always felt that something is missing. I always felt like we shouldn't just talk about Africans in Europe, fleeing to Europe. Let's talk about the origin of the problem. Why are Africans fleeing into Europe?
Le projet du film de KABA que nous sommes en train de réaliser avec l'école du cinéma du Cameroun, c'est très important que nous, Africains, qu'on connaisse, qu'on sache que nos aïeux qui ont vraiment combattu pour que l'Afrique soit là où elle est aujourd'hui, puisse réaliser de façon naturelle.
In 2018, I started to do my researches. I wanted to make a film. I wanted to tell a story, you know, that is related to the origin of the problem. Then I live in Germany. I work in Germany. I'm from Cameroon. Then I flew to Benin Republic, and then my friend Jean-Baptiste invited me over to Natitengu in the north, some 580 kilometers, if I'm not making a mistake, from Cotonou. Then I came to Natitengu and I had a lot of meetings, series of meetings, spoke with different people. We were talking about what can we show, you know, community, stories, you know, and then I remember our protagonist, Nobe, who was there in the meeting, narrated to me the story of KABA. And when I listened, I said, wow, this is my story.
I'll give you walk within two. We'll give fire for you.
Okay, so move in one shot.
Yes. From here.
Two faces,
yes.
fire in the middle, and the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I remember some years back when my friend and colleague Blaise told me about the project KABA, told me about the history of KABA. I mean, the story, it was so original in such a way that when he was speaking, I was already seeing this film. And I said, I actually want to do this film.
Le projet KABA, nous ne l'avons même pas dans les livres réellement pour lire et comprendre. Il faut retracer l'histoire de KABA réellement pour montrer ce héros-là est un héros national.
The KABA story is the story of the origin of migration. And then I remember the community told me, hey Blaise, we want to be sure that you can do this film because a lot of tourists have come here. We were sitting right here in the museum, a place where millions of people from all over the world have been here for tourism, you know. Filmmakers came here, made promises and stuff. But the community told me here, I remember this fateful day, it was Wednesday in 2019, and they said, Blaise, we trust you. Please, when you go back to Germany, come back and shoot this film.
I felt connected to the story because I'm a cinematographer, and I always love stories we talk about the backstory of leaders, great people who had passed. So when we talk about these stories, to me, those are the kind of stories that I love to shoot, and then I actually love to realize.
The story actually we have been doing for this while, I mean, the way the young people came up and the way most of them have never been in front of the camera or assisting behind the crew, but the way they sacrificed and the way they did whatever we asked them to do, it was so amazing.
Je réponds au nom de Dassabouté Martial. Dans le film, j'ai roulé le rôle principal qui est celui de KABA. Au Bénin ici, on parle beaucoup plus de la résistance du roi Béhanzin, de la résistance de Biaoguera. Mais nous oublions tous le grand héros du Nord qui est KABA. Quand on prend Béhanzin, on voit qu'il y a beaucoup de films sur lui. On prend Biaoguera, il y a assez de documentation sur lui. Mais quand on prend KABA, il n'y en a pas. Alors, ceci est un bon projet de faire un film documentaire qui retrace la résistance de notre héros KABA.
À travers ce projet, j'ai même pu comprendre, en tant que le premier responsable de l'ONG CEVIM, que les jeunes qui ont participé à la réalisation du film KABA, j'ai vu même les larmes couler couler sur leurs yeux. En disant quoi? Pourquoi? Parce que c'est une école professionnelle qui est venue vraiment montrer ce qu'on n'a jamais vu. Toucher, et on a touché. On voit souvent dans la télé, à travers des films où des Nigérians, les Blancs, d'autres qui font. Et ça nous étonne, comment ils le font. Mais quand l'école du Cameroun, l'école du cinéma du Cameroun est venue, on est allé sur le terrain, les acteurs se sont donnés à ce qu'ils fassent tel que les professionnels leur demandaient, mais ils ont compris que vraiment c'était un talent qu'il fallait aussi avoir.
You know we connect with the canteen. You are not yet burnt.
Je m'appelle Louise Fambo. Je suis comédienne conteuse. Et j'ai joué le rôle de la grande sœur de KABA. Je suis très contente, je suis très fière d'avoir participé à ce tournage. KABA est un héros tout comme les autres. Et je suis contente parce que son histoire a été retracée. J'ai suivi l'histoire de Béhanzin, le film qui a retracé l'histoire de Béhanzin. Mais je n'ai pas encore suivi celui de KABA. Mais cette fois-ci, je pense que je suis satisfaite parce que c'est retracé aussi. KABA, c'est un héros de la Kakora. C'est une histoire marquante de notre pays. C'est une histoire très forte, une histoire puissante. Et donc, nous ne pouvons que retracer cette histoire.
Now we're going to look at something very, very interesting. It's a safe, and I'm curious about this safe. You know, this safe was left here by the French colonial army, and what is curious is that Nobody here in the Takura region knows exactly what is in this safe, and we want to discover what is in there. We can't talk about a French colonial army that came and harassed a whole community and left a safe, and until today, nobody knows what is in the safe. So come on, let's discover what Nobel is going to tell us about this safe. We are actually beginning the documentary part of this film, which is very, very, very important. This is Nobel, the big brother, actually, and Nobel is going to be telling us the story of KABA, how it happened from the beginning to the end. The fictional part of the shooting has been very, very interesting, and we have all been waiting for this moment where we can start talking to Nobel about the story of KABA. It is super interesting. This is the colonial story. This is what we've been longing. We are right at the source of the French invasion of Benin Republic here in the Atakora region, and we are looking forward to how this day is going to look like and all the stories that Nobel is going to be telling us.
Ok, donc comme je le disais,
son histoire vraiment est intéressante. Oui.
Vous allez le voir, mais aujourd'hui qu'il est en train de nier, mais dommage qu'il ne vit plus. On va visiter son tata, il n'y a pas de souci. Celui-ci est encore là. Celui-ci.
This project KABA actually recalls in me the project of the story of Shaka Zulu. Yes, Shaka Zulu was a great king. I don't know if it was South Africa. So the way Shaka Zulu was realized is almost the same way we were trying to tell the story.
The KABA story is a very typical traditional story dating as much as 108 years approximately. One thing that marveled me was the locations that my technicians and crewmen and teammates scouted for this film.
Que nous lancions déjà avec le drone. Ok. Donc c'est le même endroit là où on a joué la scène avec les jeunes, là où il y avait la troupe de KABA et ses guerriers.
D'accord, on vient tout de suite.
Okay, super. So we have the drone. Yeah, I was worried a few days ago. It's unfortunate that we played the scene with KABA and his support troop without the drone. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. But today we have a drone, and we're going to have aerial views of KABA walking in the countryside. You know, the road he took from Pelima to Tangieta and all the road throughout his fight. We're going to represent that here. And our drone operator came all the way from Cotonou. David.
Director, comment on fait? On va faire une pause.
Je vais proposer, puisqu'on a encore des images à faire, et qu'il faut vraiment charger, n'est-ce pas?
Voilà.
Mais j'ai un souci, parce que lui, il a dit que dès que la batterie se gonfle, il ne faut pas qu'on mette sur la charge.
Oui, ça, bon, je sais quand je l'utilise. C'est pour ça que depuis, je n'ai pas sorti ça. Oui. Je l'ai gardé sur moi. Oui. Parce que quand il fait truc et après il se gonfle, il saute dedans, c'est mort. Oui. Par contre, les deux batteries, là, tu vas voir, elles sont meilleures, mais c'est parce qu'elles ne sont pas bien chargées. Donc là, je sais pas, moi ce que je propose, on va faire une pause technique. Mais ce que je crains, c'est que la température maintenant, elle est bien pour faire ce qu'on est en train de faire, parce qu'on a déjà commencé dans ça. Quand on va revenir, le temps ne sera pas forcément les mêmes.
Non, pour le temps, il n'y a pas de souci, puisque ce qu'on est en train de faire, c'est la route de KABA.
Ok,
donc ça pendant des années.
Donc il y aura des variations.
Il y aura des variations. We have a little bit of worries. It's getting too hot here, naturally because of the weather. I think we have like about 38-40 degrees lumiere. So the drone is suffering from the heat. It goes and comes back. So David has to regulate the battery all the time, so we get like we save battery and then the drone can fly for quite a while. But actually it's working.
92%.
Okay. Ok, Kaba, là, le drone avance vers où?
Your finger on the screen.
Here.
All of us will be there so that nobody sees us.
Danica, should I turn it on?
Yeah.
It's here now.
Yeah.
1 and 2. 1 and 2, you press wrong. Okay, should I do it again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just give me
J'adore le son du drone.
Where is the director?
The director is down.
Okay. If we are ready to go, le drone est en train de lancer.
You hold this and stay nearby. Director.
Le parapluie est dans la voiture.
Il faut me décaler.
The locations that were chosen, yes, we had some bit of difficulties there, especially on the scenes that were fictional, because this is taking us some hundreds of years behind, but these locations were not that far away from the road, but the locations, the decor was just exactly what we needed. So we had a good decor for the image, but we had a bad environment for the sound. But nonetheless, we had this understanding most of the times whenever there was a heavy bike passing or a truck or we had a loud noise, there was always this understanding of the whole team giving a pause till that noise goes off. So it was quite an interesting aspect.
This morning we'll have to go down to Tangita. We will be documenting Papa Nobe, and I know that we are going to have a lot to cover today. You can see the sun is bright, it therefore means that we are blessed. The day is really covered with blessings.
That's the microphone 1, 2. Bless.
Nous avons décidé, avec nos propres moyens, à réaliser un film sur l'histoire de KABA, qui a combattu le colon. C'est parce que le colon exploitait nos parents pour des fins personnelles et inconnues. Il a résisté, pas pour dire qu'il voulait qu'on soit des illettrés, non. Il a mené une bonne bataille pour que le colon sache que nous sommes unis en Afrique.
We're talking about the origin of the migration crisis. KABA had foreseen the situation where we live in today. KABA had foreseen that at one point in time, African youths will be fleeing, littered all over the world, dying in the oceans and the seas. KABA tried to stop this. KABA tried to engage a peaceful demonstration. KABA had foreseen the intentions of the French who came to Benin at the time. And they were not only in Benin, they were in Burkina Faso, they were in Cameroon, they were in Central Africa, and we are feeling the effects today. This is what KABA tried to stop. We advocate for the truth in history and historical facts. We stand for the fact that Africans should learn, understand the origin of where they come from. We should use cinematography as a medium to document all this archive and be able to bring forth the truth so everybody can know how it all started and why are we in this situation.